I've been wanting a vacuum pickup tool for surface mount assembly ever since I saw Mike from Mike's Electric Stuff demonstrate one on his YouTube channel. Unfortunately, Mike didn't recommend a specific model, but a quick search on eBay brings up a number of results from this company. I'm still not sure how to pronounce this word here, but the 932 vacuum pickup tool. I was a little skeptical about the quality of this device, considering that there was very little information available on it, and because of the very low price tag, which seemed almost too good to be true. But for $35, I figured I'd give it a shot, and I decided to get one. So following is my quick review of the unit and my experiences using it. I can tell you from the start that right out of the box this device was almost completely useless to me, but with a few modifications it actually turned out to work pretty well. The first thing I'll talk about is what came in the box. We have the actual vacuum pump enclosure here with this long rubber tube that gives you a pretty good length of it, and it ends in this rigid piece with this removable nozzle on the end, and it has a small hole in it, presumably to be blocked with your finger to increase the suction power. It also comes with an assortment of small suction cups which can be attached to the nozzle, and also I guess this is a small stand of some sort. I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% certain, but also it comes with an IEC power cable. If you order this and you're from North America, make sure you get the 120 volt version for the North American power standard. One of the first things you're going to notice is this interestingly worded label right here. It says, "Caution, please remove the pump securing screw from the bottom of the station. Failure to do so may result in serious problems." What they're referring to is this red screw right here. This secures the pump inside of here during shipping. So I've taken the top off the unit just so we can see what it looks like inside, and you can see there's this rather massive looking vacuum pump inside here, held down of course by zip ties, which I guess isn't too surprising considering the price and where it came from. And we can see now what this this red screw is for, that they referred to in the label on the top. It's the whole vacuum pump sits on these rubber standoffs, which I guess serve to absorb the vibration and decouple it from the rest of the enclosure. And so this set screw in the bottom just secures the pump in place during shipment, I guess, to keep the rubber standoffs from getting abused. When learning about a new piece of equipment, it often helps to read the instructions. And sure enough, this comes with a instruction guide. Let's read it really quick and see if it makes any sense. Step 1. Install proper IC suction header on 932 vacuum pickup. Okay, makes sense so far. I did that. Place suction header level on IC. Okay, well, if I had an IC here, I could place this level on top, as they suggest. Press down the button on the suction pencil to let out the air within the vacuum unit. Then release the button to produce vacuum suction force to pick up IC. Well, there's no button on this suction pencil, but there is this small hole on top which you can cover with your finger to increase suction, so perhaps that's what they're referring to. Put the icon a proper place. Press down the button. The vacuum unit discharges air to let the IC fall off the suction header. That step makes no sense. It's almost as if they're referring to another product there. There's no button to push down to force air out. Step 5. 3 suction headers are provided with this suction pencil, large, medium, small. That's true. Alright, well, so the instructions are pretty much useless, but it's a pretty simple device, so I think we can get by without them. Let's turn the unit on to get a sense of what it's like when it's running. The first thing I noticed is that it's actually quite quiet. It makes less noise than I thought it would. And the second thing is that it provides quite a bit of suction power here at the nozzle. Perhaps more suction power than it should, as we'll see later. Now originally what I'd purchased this for was to assist in placing very small surface mount components on a PC board with solder paste applied. So in other words, if I had solder paste on this board here, I wanted a system that would allow me to easily pick up a component and place it on the board, and do this quite rapidly. Traditionally I had been using tweezers and just picking up components individually and putting them on a solder pasted board, but that can become quite fiddly and time intensive, and so that's why I purchased this. Unfortunately, it appears that that's not going to really help. First of all, the opening in the nozzle is so large that instead of just picking up a component, an 0402 component, it just sucks it up like a vacuum cleaner. Also, 0603 size components just suck up inside of here too. I demonstrate this, but I don't want a collection of SMD components inside the vacuum pump. Who knows what that will have on its effect that will have on its operation. Another problem that this vacuum pickup tool seems to have is that the vacuum is in fact so strong that it has trouble releasing components. I'm going to try to pick up this small quad flat pack chip here, and you'll see what I mean. So the vacuum pump is on. I put my finger over this hole to increase suction. The chip picks up quite nicely, but when I want to release it, unfortunately it doesn't come off very easily. You have to kind of jiggle it, and I want it to just drop off. Now, to be fair, if you look at the company's website for this particular product, in the product description it actually says built-in vacuum system that sucks up chip easily after desoldering. So presumably this is actually meant as a desoldering tool to remove chips once the solder has become reheated or something, or remove parts from the board. I'm not really sure of a scenario where I'd use it for this, but this purpose, but perhaps this product was never intended to be used in the way that I had hoped to use it. But what I'm going to do is try to modify it to see if I can get it to work as I was hoping. The first modification I decided to make was to drill out the hole here on the top to make it larger, and therefore decrease the amount of suction at the nozzle when I remove my finger from the hole. Let's try it really quick and see how that worked. Much better. The second thing I decided to do was to buy these dispensing needles. I got them from a company called Howard Electronics Instruments. They sell a huge variety of these dispensing needles with different inside diameters and lengths and so on. The ones that I purchased have an inside diameter of 0.009 inches, and you can see that they're quite fine. I purchased this size with the hopes of being able to pick up 0402 components and other very small components. I bent one at an angle, and you'll notice that if I replace the nozzle here, they fit on quite snugly and securely. Okay, so I have a piece of cut tape here with some 0402 capacitors on it, and we're going to give this new dispensing needle nozzle a try and see how it works. So you can see it actually works quite well. And if I had actual paste on the pads, the components would come off a little easier because of the slight adhesion to the solder paste. But with a little practice, this actually works quite well. Okay, so that concludes my review. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Thanks.